I want to tell you about two boys who grew up on the same street, same neighborhood, same school, same broken streetlights, same empty fridge some nights. Their names were David and Samuel. Both were smart, both had dreams, both said, "One day I'll be rich." But 10 years later, their lives looked completely different. David was building a small logistics company. Samuel was still saying, "I just need one big opportunity." What changed? It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't luck. It was psychology. When they were 12 years old, David's father used to say something strange. Money is a tool. If you don't control it, it controls you. Samuel's mother used to say something different. Rich people are greedy. People like us just survive. Both statements sound small, but the brain doesn't treat repeated words as small. It treats them as truth. Psychologists call this money conditioning. By age 7, most children already absorb emotional beliefs about money. Is money safi? Is money stressful? Is money val? Is money scarce? These beliefs don't sit in your thoughts. They sit in your nervous system. Fast forward to adulthood. David gets his first salary. He feels proud. He saves 30%. It feels responsible. Samuel gets his first salary. He feels relief. He spends most of it. It feels deserved. Neither is stupid, but their brains associate money differently. One sees money as a builder. The other sees money as temporary relief. Here's where it gets deeper. Scarcity changes the brain. Research shows that financial stress reduces cognitive bandwidth. When you grow up constantly worried about bills, survival becomes your priority. And survival thinking is short-term thinking. When your brain is focused on how do I make it through this month, it struggles to think, how do I build for 10 years? That's not laziness. That's neurological adaptation. But here's the uncomfortable part. Scarcity can become addictive. When you grow up in chaos, stability can feel unfamiliar. Some people unconsciously recreate financial emergencies because crisis feels normal. They delay saving. They avoid checking their bank accounts. They procrastinate investing because long-term discipline feels emotionally uncomfortable. Familiar struggle feels safer than unfamiliar growth. One day, Samuel got a small business idea. He was excited, but then something happened. He told his friends. They laughed. Bro, people like us don't make it like that. That sentence hit deeper than he admitted. Psychology calls this identity loyalty. If your identity is tied to being the broke one or coming from nothing, your brain may resist behaviors that separate you from your group because belonging feels safer than success. Meanwhile, David started reading about money, not because he had more resources, but because he had a different internal narrative. I can learn this. That belief alone changes behavior. People who believe money is learnable take calculated risks. People who believe money is luck-based wait for miracles. Over time, small psychological differences compound just like interest. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear poverty is not just a money problem. It's a mental framework problem. And I'm not talking about systemic issues. Those exist, but inside every financial situation, there's also impulse control, delayed gratification, risk tolerance, self-concept, emotional regulation. Money magnifies psychology. If you're anxious, money makes you more anxious. If you avoid responsibility, money exposes it. If you lack discipline, money disappears.